afternoon, evening, good morning. Don't know where you are, don't know who will be watching. It's been a while, so I thought I'd do one. A few things going on, really positive, and then a little bit deeper dive on the psychology of the play. Something interesting just happened. I'm not going to name her, aware of who one particular person is. For me, great, very intelligent, articulate. I've listened a couple of times into Twitter calls. So it's nothing major, but it just jogged my memory, so I'll come back to that. Firstly, just a few days after meeting Adam Aaron, which was fantastic, it really was good. So I got to look the man in the eyes and read his body language and just be around him and observe him with different people. Not 16 or 18 year olds. Not that there's anything wrong with 16 or 18 year olds, but as we all know, mainstream media made a big deal that it was 16 or 18 year olds or desperate people or people who YOLO'd in, FOMO'd in, used credit cards, put their house on the line, etc. Well, not the case. People at different age groups, I guess maybe 24, 25, and I weren't the youngest. I weren't the oldest either. So it was really good. I did flag up on a tweet. I don't suppose the great man himself will get to see it, but it was just an idea, and it was solely from meeting people. I'm quite fortunate. I've got a circle of people, and whilst we don't personally talk much on it, it's a little WhatsApp group. Every now and again there'll be a few messages, but nothing major. We have a joke and laugh. It's nothing serious. They're not desperate people. And unfortunately, within the play, we have got some desperate people. I never met any at the Odeon, Lux in Holloway. I met great people, nice people, thoughtful people. All the people that I always talk about when I go on my rants. Us, mums and dads, sons and daughters, people with real lives, real people that contribute to their communities and their society. And I remember coming away, it was really overwhelming. So for any of yous that did make it and come over and said hello, or I got talking to you as the day went on, and thank you, genuinely. Some people said some really nice things, and it means an awful lot. It was overwhelming, if truth be known. I kind of struggled, which for people who really know me, probably like, yeah, whatever, you don't struggle. I did. Just the realness of meeting people. Some that I was aware of, Kirsha, fabulous lady. I'm not going to share anything that anybody said personally, but stories were told and people shared information and stuff, and it was just incredible. So I flagged up on Twitter for Adam Aaron that, maybe we need something from the company that people can turn up, because as shareholders you're allowed to meet up, there's nothing wrong with that, but to meet up in such a great environment and be amongst people that are walking maybe from different journeys but the same path and are aiming for the same goals. The people that turned up were just, what they managed to do for me was really incredible. So I can't encourage people enough that if you've got the opportunity, or you're in a community or in an area where you can put a post up somewhere and try and arrange it yourself. It's great when Adam Aaron's there, of course it is. It's great when Adam Aaron's there, of course it is. But it was better with apes. As great as it was to meet Adam Aaron and look him in the eye and read his body language, and as everyone knows, see that he was wearing a Disney tie, etc., was great, fantastic. And to hear him speak was really good, just to see how he delivered it properly. So if you get that chance, obviously grab it. But more than that, genuinely, was the people. It was the apes that were in the cinema. It was the people that, as I walked past, made comments. It was the guy that came and asked for a photo. It was seeing people smiling and hugging and talking to each other and seeing the level of experience or knowledge that they've gained and their own motivations and reasons. And I have to say, the majority, whilst their belief is it's undervalued, etc., 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 whilst their belief is the end, when the final whistle goes, what they might or might not achieve, their expectations was fantastic. The other similarity was they care about people. They care about you. We had people come in from outside the UK. We had people that were visiting the UK because of parents. We had people that were really busy. We had people that made it after they finished work. We had people that turned up that just wanted to be there and say hello. We had people that unfortunately couldn't make it. But when I walked away, it was just knowing, just having been around and be able to listen. Yes, I do listen. And just see what it meant to people. They didn't put that in their algo. They don't understand 2008. They don't realise the anger and the upset and people are pissed off. They don't credit us with wanting change. They want everyone to believe it's solely about Lambo and when moon and becoming stupid rich. The people I met as a byproduct. People I met work hard for their money. People I met had families, kids. People I met had the worries that you have, that I have, that we all have. And they come into something as an individual and then they made friends and they reached out to people and they respect that others have got difference of opinions or different roads to travel to the end destination that we all aim to achieve. And I just wanted to be able to put that out there because it was brilliant meeting Adam Aaron, but it was even better. It was really beneficial for meeting people. Smiley, happy, hard-working, decent people. So if you get the chance and you haven't yet, especially where one or two within the group were isolated, they don't have anybody else around that was involved. They don't have anybody to bounce ideas off or argue with. They don't have that. So, maybe Twitter, maybe Discord, maybe Reddit. It was important. But people understand that within them groups, not all of us are the same. There is bots, there is people that are in there just to create havoc and trouble, etc. And it's very difficult to know who. But the people that turned up on that night showed that it's a minority, it's a peripheral, it's a small amount, because there was none there. None. It's only 200 people. Yeah, it was. But it was 200 strangers. A few people turned up, threes and fours in groups. A lot of people turned up, there was ones, twos. But everyone there was there for the same reason. They wanted to be together. They wanted to be around each other. They wanted to listen and see whose ideas, and it was just perfect. It was brilliant. So I wholly recommend, if you get the opportunity in your own little area, to maybe put a post up or highlight what area you're from, etc., etc., in the hope that maybe somebody else sees it and they can reach out. I don't know how you want to do it. I'm not going to recommend any ways of doing it. I just think if you get the opportunity outside of meeting Adam Aaron on an event, and he has announced a lot more, thankfully, it was priceless. To share in it and be around and just watch people coming and going and speaking. Incredible. So anyway, I do think it's a great idea, and if you can make it happen for yourself, it would be worth whatever time or effort you'd have to do it. So that said, that then brings me into really a bit of a rant, I guess. I've hinted at it before. My style tends to be, I'll raise the question or I'll drop the breadcrumbs, and then it's for you to do what you want or not do anything with it. Ignore it, listen to it, understand it, get it, whatever, it don't matter. This is my way of doing my little bit. So there was a Twitter comment. Some of you might have noticed, I personally retweeted it. and it was a bit strong, really, if I'm honest. But it was to say, if you're an ape, why wouldn't you do something that's so simple? And it was to do with changing your picture to we know. Now, I'd only just changed mine to me and Adam Aaron. But when I see it, I thought, what a simple way of doing something that I just achieved at the cinema, where I turned up and I was amongst apes. And I knew they was all apes. And I could identify them as apes. And they were there to meet Adam Aaron. And when we had our pictures taken, the group that we had that met up previously, beforehand, etc., we was at the back, we weren't at the front. So it was us at the end with Adam Aaron. And that gave me ample opportunity to be able to just watch everybody else, all smiling, all happy. You know, the excitement that they'd met Adam Aaron was real. And I think everybody had a great time. But this Twitter comment come up, and it was questioning, and that's all it was, with an opinion of what they actually felt. There really isn't anything wrong with that. You know, I know it's hard, especially if you're having a bad day, or your circumstances are tough, or, you know, you're pissed off, or you've had bad news. Maybe social network isn't the greatest place to express it or take it out on someone, etc. Because we don't know the people coming at other people on Twitter, etc. are real people. We really don't. But that aside, the person that is real, that might get vilified or attacked, etc., because of an idea, maybe we need to take that on a little bit. Maybe we need to understand it a little bit different, because we don't have to defend our ideas amongst friends. People were talking the other night, and there was lots of different ideas, different beliefs. There was fundamentally, right the way through, a general consensus, everybody in the same agreement, etc. But it was nice hearing people's journeys, how they got there, how they got involved, why they stayed, the things that motivate them. But when you're on Twitter and you put a tweet out, it can be easily misconstrued. You know, the written word is the written word. When you see somebody's face, that's why I wanted to meet Adam Aaron. I wanted to see him say the things he said. I wanted to read the body language, look him in the eye, shake his hands, thank him. And I did thank him. But every now and again it comes up where, you know, I'll see things, and generally as a rule, for anyone who does, you know, the small, very, very small amount of people that do follow me on Twitter or otherwise, my engagement ain't terrible. You know, I put tweets out and sometimes people respond, sometimes they don't. And it's great, you know, that I've got people that think it's worth following me, but I don't ever put anything out genuinely for follows. I never have. It's just not me. It's just, I'm too old for it. I don't want to be famous on Twitter or anything else. I just want the message to get out. But I understand that the message, people come from different roads, different directions, for the same goal, the same end destination. And I understand that. And I get most days, 99.9% of all days I've been in this play, I get that when I go on Twitter and social network. I've been around people, I've analysed and watched people, I've looked after people, I've fought for people. So I have a real deeper understanding, I guess, of different people, how different people behave under the same circumstance or for the same motives or reasoning. And that's what this video is for. It's just a reminder, or maybe something to consider for the wider community, for however small amount take the time, maybe to watch this video, to be less defensive. If you're putting your opinion out there, to be less defensive. And if you're out there and you're the one doing the attacking or you're venting or whatever, okay, human nature. But don't forget to go back and say sorry. I don't get involved too much. The only thing I really want to talk about is people, which is why I mentioned 2008 a lot. It's the most recent example that I think people need to pay attention now, because 2008 was shocking for a lot of people. Well, if you look at all the things the greats out there are constantly showing and talking about and highlighting, and new stuff comes out, and I think you'd have to be a fool to think it's going to be easier than 2008. But if you are out there and you are attacking people, or you've got the wrong end of the stick where you're having an argument, finish it as friends. Or if you've had time to calm down or relax a little, or go back and say that to them. I'll give you a perfect example. There was a person, at least from what I see, hadn't been around for long on Twitter, hasn't got a great big following. I didn't judge that. What I did judge was that I was tagged into a post, into something that's been talked about in this play many occasions in the 22 months. And I personally don't think it's a good idea, but I'm a nobody in the UK. I'm just one person. I don't have a voice. I'm not known. I'm just like you. I want to be heard just like you. I want the message out just like you. I want to win just like you. I want to achieve what I believe this play, this investment, this fight, this battle will do, just like you. But I don't attack people. I don't get at people. I don't criticise people. I might, like I did yesterday, say not in my name. And the reason for saying that was simply I don't really know this person that well. I don't know that we've had interactions. But it was on about doing something that I didn't agree with. And as respectfully as I could, I responded, and then somebody else comes into the chat and digs me out for it. Well, I don't even know if they read my reply. They certainly didn't understand it. But the person that actually put the idea up and tagged me in, I spoke to privately. And I explained, in the best you can in words, why I didn't feel it was a great idea. And I mentioned Occupy Wall Street, and I mentioned how it could be used against us. I didn't go into details about I don't think it's necessary. And I didn't go into the bit that I actually supported. I did mention the Wall Street conspiracy and Darren Saunders, may he rest in peace, walking around Wall Street with placards on. Not once, many, many occasions. And outside the SEC buildings, many, many occasions. There have been people that have done different things over time. That was years ago, long before apes were a thing. So somebody had an idea. I didn't say not in my name because I was tagged in it. That's all it was. It wasn't, you can't do it, you shouldn't do it. I didn't attack them. I just said not in my name. I don't agree with it as an idea. Then they bring up that it's the same as what Cat Striker does. Well, no, it's not. Cat Striker organises through people that want to, and has done it consistently and brilliantly with the support within her little circle, big circle, huge circle. But the support that she gets and the people that donate the money support Cat's idea. Now, when Cat first started this, Cat worked hard to deliver it, and keeps delivering it, and keeps delivering it. Now, if Cat put up a tweet and no one responded, Cat's trying to get the message out in her own way. Now, this individual wanted to do it personally, go and do what they've got to do. Darren Saunders is my fucking hero. He was doing this years ago. I like the idea. I don't like the idea when somebody puts it up and tags me in on it. Now, as I explained in the messages, that the individual who put the post up, not the idiot or the person or the angry person or the frustrated person or the bot or whatever who come at me saying get me head out my arse, it wasn't them I was talking with. It was the person who put the post up and tagged me. And when I spoke to them personally, I explained some of that. They were fine. So I talked previously on a superficial level where they put bots and bots in. This is now a little bit deeper. In 22 months, on the whole, we're doing brilliant. We've done great. The community is there. It wasn't a community in the beginning. It was When's Lambo and YOLO and FOMO and everything else. But people got educated and they started understanding things that have been fought against for years and years. Over time, a community built from that. And we have had our fractions and we have had our wars, but different people are walking a different path to the same destination. I'm not your enemy. I don't want you to be my enemy. I want to respectfully disagree when I respectfully disagree. And I want you to be able to do the same. Take ownership of doing the same. Understand that we don't have to argue every point on social network. If someone wants to change their Twitter to we know, let them. Oh, well, I've got people with a lot of money. I believe you have. We don't need it. I've got people who won't invest because everyone's associating with this we know. We don't need it. I don't need it. I'm not trying to get it. All I'm trying to do is get people to look at what is going on. What people then do is entirely up to them. I'm not telling anyone to buy anything. I'm not encouraging people to buy anything. I'm encouraging people and telling people, please look. Look at what's going on. Look at all the DD that's been found. Look at all the evidence that's out there. Look at the 20 years of history in this. Look at what it's costing. Over $100 trillion has been stolen from the market. Oh, I don't invest in the market. It don't affect me. It does. Pensions, jobs, careers, advances in medicine, advances in all sorts of areas. Because they'll go after it. They'll use naked shorts and they'll crush it. I'm going to finish up where I ain't special. Nope. Monday night when I met Adam Aaron, more importantly, all the other apes. I ain't special. We are. We're special. Because they're like me. I believe I'm like you. The majority of people out there are the same. We're all the same. We want to be heard. And if you're out there trying to build a following or a name or whatever, I'll get your frustration. If you're out there where you've got something to say, something important to say, something that you want to contribute, if you just want to play your part, if you want to be heard, I get it. 100% I do. This channel is not my channel. This YouTube is not my YouTube. This is ours. If you want to be heard, if you've got something you want to say, if you want somebody that will put it out for you, I'll do it. Failing that, do what I did. Just start your own YouTube channel. Oh, I hate YouTubers. Well, I'm not your normal YouTuber, and I am involved with somebody who is a brilliant YouTuber. So again, I don't get that argument. You know what it does do? Stop people looking. Oh, I can't watch YouTube because everyone's saying don't watch YouTube. Not everyone's saying that. Not everyone's saying change your face pic. Not everyone's saying we're not going to put money in if they're not going to take themselves seriously. We only invest in serious. Either people will take a look and then allow them the dignity, allow them the opportunity to make their own informed decision on whether they do or they don't. That's the way forward. Telling somebody, making someone, screaming at someone, bullying someone, having a go at someone, what's that for? Do you feel better when you've done it? Do you feel better if you receive that? Of course not. So if we learn to ignore the aggressive statements, the aggressive attacks, if we learn to ignore the bots and the haters, if we learn to just turn the other cheek, we can have different opinions and different views, and we can say we should go this route or that route or this route. You put it out. And when people listen, if it hits home, they'll follow. They'll get involved. They'll give you their ideas. They'll talk with you. They'll interact with you. If you're out there and you're feeling frustrated and you haven't had a chance, send it to me. But if you come at me and you come at me with anger and vengeance, etc., you might not get blocked straight away. I'd like to think, giving you time, if you're decent and you're like the huge majority of people within this play, if you've got your own motivations which are separate to mine that I've expressed many times, but you're in this play, if you want to go on a different route, but you're in this play, if you've got 1 share or 100,000 shares, but you're in this play, if you want justice and change and you're in this play, if you want to be rich and you're in this play, I'm your friend. I'm your ally. I'm someone you can reach out to. I'm not here for you to attack. Blocked. I'm not here to put YouTube videos out to make money. I'll stop them. But whilst people are being kind and decent and encouraging, whilst people are saying we're in this for the right reasons, this is my story, this is why I want to be heard, this is why I need my story told, this is the info I've found, I've flagged many things up. No one's ever talked about it, no one's ever seen it, no one's ever addressed it. I've flagged things up that there's 5-10 million people in this play. It's impossible to stay on top of every bit of information that somebody somewhere. We've got 5 to 10 million eyes looking at the play. It is impossible to stay on top of every bit of information or opinion or view that's being expressed. Every bit of DD, read every bit of DD is impossible for so many people. Now, good people, like-minded people, intelligent people, educated people, people that are going on the same path but haven't met, haven't spoken, don't follow each other, might come to the same conclusion on the same subject at the same time. Put it out, now we've got them arguing about you stole my info. Surely the important thing is get the info out. So, I don't have a big following. I'm not a voice. I'm a nobody in the UK that's angry at the system, pissed off at the things I've learnt and understood and knew long before GME on the 28th of January. I got 40 years of looking and watching, being pissed off with everything. So some of my rants had 40 years building. You might be 16 or 18 year old living at home with your mum. You might be 65 and pissed off. I think people need to just understand that if you're putting a message out and only one person likes it, that's one person. That's important. If you're putting a message out and you're reaching 100,000, maybe you have a little bit more responsibility. I don't change. From what I was saying when I had 2 followers to what I say to today, however many there is. What I said when I first did a video is no different to how I feel today, and I'm no different a person. I haven't changed. I've grown into who I am over years of experience, learning lessons as I've gone. I want to be a better man tomorrow than I am today, and I'm not perfect. But I do get people. So it's very rare that I get in a position where it's just like blood boiling or whatever. And earlier comments, you know, if the person happened to be involved in them tweets or anyone else sees this and thinks, feel free to message. I'll do all I can. I mean, admittedly, the weekend with tweets going out and stuff, it got a little bit hectic, but I'd like to believe anyone who did, I'll message back. It's impossible, it's impossible for a lot of people, you know, with the ones with the big following, it's really tough. It's a 24-hour day job. I got up, you know, Tuesday and spent most of the day just replying or liking people that I'd met on the night when they put their posts up and responding as best I can. Not because I want to be something, but because the message was getting out through that, and that's what I'm all about. So maybe the message you send out is more important than how many followers you might or might not get. And if you're getting the hate, block it. Ignore it. Because there might be somebody out there that you'll never met and you could change their lives. You could wake them up to what could be possibly happening. And you're warning them. 5 to 10 million of us are now warning everybody. There was no 5 to 10 million people warning anybody in 2008. There wasn't. Today there is. And the warning you send could be seen on your Twitter comment, could be seen on your post, could be seen in your Reddit, could be seen in your Discord. So send the right message. Have a look and let whoever sees that and does have a look to make their own mind up on how they proceed. I hope this video is of value. It's from the heart as always. I'm about people and I'm not your enemy. So if you come at me and I don't even know who you are and you come at me with anger, etc., you're probably getting blocked. Oh, you don't want to hear my argument. You don't. No, I don't need to hear your argument. If you're coming at me with anger and venom and spite, if you come at me with a question and I know the answer, I'll answer. If you come at me with a question I don't, I'll tell you I don't. But don't come at me with anger and spite. And some of the things that I've heard, you know, is it bots, is it interns, is it haters, is it purists? It don't matter. We need to be better than the rest of that. And we are. So don't lose sight of that. Peripherally, we're doing brilliant. Let the little small percentage that come and go do what they do. My money's on us. Who's your money on? Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.